What's up you guys, welcome back to the channel, Andre here. As you probably know, I made some money from the Bitcoin hype back in 2017. However, I did sold most of my position and forgot about it all until I opened YouTube and I saw Stephan's video why I bought Bitcoin. Seeing Graham buy something that I used to dislike so much got me so excited that I actually bought more. I opened my Coinbase, you have the link in the description to get a bonus of 10 bucks. I opened my Coinbase, I deposited some money, and I bought some Bitcoin. And in today's video, I want to go over why I'm actually starting to buy more cryptocurrencies, and I want to discuss with you. So do leave a comment in the description, tell me what's your opinion on crypto, if you have some, if you don't have, if you're planning on buying or not. Leave a comment in the description. I want this to be like an interactive video where you guys give your opinion and I give my opinion, because here's the thing, Bitcoin is still a baby, okay? It's still in its early stages, so there's not much other than opinions to actually go on. Like, we can't really short Bitcoin. Where is Bitcoin going? Is it going to zero? Is it going to 1,000,000? We don't know. So the more people that talk about it and more people that decide on a price or that it's going to go up, then the bigger the likelihood of that actually happening, because people move these markets, believe it or not. There are not that many big institutions in the market right now, which means that the market is moved by people. So the more people that are hyped about Bitcoin, the bigger the probability of it actually going up. Before we start guys, make sure you drop that thumbs up to help the YouTube algorithm, and let's go. Bitcoin has been going up in the past few months, and honestly, up until now I thought that it was just another pump and dump like back in 2017. But the more time that passes, the more news that come out, and the more time that Bitcoin can actually hold this level, it's giving me the feeling that Bitcoin is not on the same trend that it was back in 2017. It doesn't feel like a pump and dump anymore. It feels like it wants to go up because there are bigger players involved, not just trading the coin, but actually holding value in the coin. Now, I'm not saying that Bitcoin is as easy to trade right now as a stock. However, I do feel that it gained a little bit more stability to it. Yes, it's still extremely volatile. However, I feel that it's way stronger than what it was back in 2017. It's still in its early stages. A big player coming into the market can move the coin super high. However, if a big player does decide to leave, it will also mean that the market will move lower. Now, we have seen these moves down like 30% and then the recuperation. That's pure manipulation, guys, or at least it feels like it to me. I'm not saying that it is 100%, but to me it does feel like banks are playing a little bit. Banks have a lot of power. If you have a stop loss, banks will probably trigger it. So the only person that can actually fight against banks are other banks. So the more institutions that join, the stabler the coin will actually be. So why would I buy such a volatile instrument? It's my belief that now that some very heavy players are getting in, that there are going to be more heavy players getting in. It will be like a snowball effect where some will get in and then the others will come, the rest will see and they will come as well. And the cool thing, we actually have the odds on our favor. Right now, there are more institutions out than there are in, which means that there are more people to go in than there are people to go out. And guess what? Every time a big institution gets in, the coin will spike. Okay, the coin will spike a lot. That's why it has been moving so much in the past few months. Big institutions are buying Bitcoin to hold. Okay, they're actually holding value into the coin. They're not holding 100% of their portfolio, but they like put 1%, 5%, maybe 10%. That's a little bit on the riskier side. But they are actually holding this coin. They're getting money into the market. This is extremely good for investors. This means that Bitcoin will become stabler with time and it will actually attract more and more institutions, which will move the coin higher and higher. This is just my personal opinion. I'm not telling you that this is how it's going to go down. It's just how I feel like, and that's why I've bought some Bitcoin. And I'm just talking about big banks. Imagine that it does come a day where Bitcoin is so stable that big companies like Apple, Tesla, Amazon, Google decide to hold part of their money, part of their cash into Bitcoin. No, it's a good hold for them to hedge their US dollar position. If they have trillions of dollars just sitting, like Apple for example, they have a huge amount of cash just sitting in the bank, losing money to inflation. If they decide to allocate a little bit of these into Bitcoin, what do you think will happen? Bitcoin will go up. But again, for these companies to actually join the market needs to be stable. We can't have 30% moves. There's no way that Tim Cook is going to put money on Bitcoin if it can move 30% in a day. So before companies buy, big institutions will be heavily inside of Bitcoin. Now the big argument, it's still in place, guys. Bitcoin is a finite resource. It is estimated that the last coin will be mined 119 years from now. It's a finite resource. That's one of the reasons why gold has value, is because it's finite. We have a finite amount of gold to actually mine from the planet. Bitcoin works the same way. And not only is finite, there's also a finite amount that you can mine each year. Not just because of hardware, but Bitcoin mining actually halves every around 4 years, 140,000 blocks, something like that. So every 4 years, we get half the amount to mine. And in 119 years, there will be no more Bitcoin to mine. That will be it. All of the Bitcoin will be in circulation. And guess what? A lot of it, it's lost. There's a ton of stories that people that had like millions in their accounts and they just lost the private keys. And without private keys, you can't access your wallet. And if you can't access your wallet, that Bitcoin is lost forever. Which means that the Bitcoin that you do own is actually more rarer than what it was intended, because a lot of it's lost. So with all of this in mind, I decided to allocate a little bit of my portfolio into the coin. I currently have like maybe 1%, not yet already 1%. I'm trying to get anywhere between 2.5 to 5% into Bitcoin, but the trick will be to average out the buying. I don't want to buy everything in one day. I will be buying every time that the Bitcoin actually goes down. So if I see a dip of like 10-20%, I will buy more. And the objective will be to have like 2.5 to 5% worth of my portfolio into Bitcoin. It's just a new asset class that I will be putting money into. And as I grow my money, I will be investing more and more and more. This will be just like something that I just throw money into. Okay? Now, I've always been a Bitcoin guy, so there's a very small likelihood of me actually buying other coins. However, I do have a Binance account. You have the link in the description as well, where I can trade altcoins. And a cool thing about the crypto market, it's always open. Okay, so if you're a day trader or a swing trader and you want to increase your position in Bitcoin, you can just trade it using Binance. It's a great broker. They have pretty much all pairs, so you can trade all coins. So there's a big likelihood of me actually getting like a small position of my Bitcoin into Binance to actually trade it. However, to hold, I will just hold by Bitcoin, okay? I won't be holding any Ethereum, any Litecoin, any Dogecoin. I know that those coins can offer a little bit more gains, but they also come with a little bit more risk. See, it's like comparing, for example, gold with silver. You know, silver is still a precious metal. However, gold is king, right? If you want to allocate into precious metals, you buy gold, you don't buy silver. Some people do because, you know, they're okay with a little bit more risk, but they are trying to see if they can get a little bit more return. I'm a Bitcoin guy. I want to be safe. Bitcoin is already extremely risky as it goes, so I will be going with Bitcoin on a hold, but I will probably trade it on Binance with some altcoins. With that being said, guys, comment down below, what do you think about Bitcoin? Do you think it's going to zero? Do you think it's going to go up a ton? I've always been a believer that, not in my lifetime, but that eventually Bitcoin will be worth $1 million. And there's a reason, okay? I'm not just throwing a number. Bitcoin has 8 decimal places. Like that, it has a lot of decimal places. It's not like the dollar where you have 1 cent. The minimum that you can have worth of Bitcoin is 1 Satoshi. However, currently, 1 Satoshi is worth a part of a cent. For 1 Satoshi to be worth 1 cent, Bitcoin would have to be worth $1 million. And that's why I believe that eventually Bitcoin has the possibility to go to that number. That's the only reason. It's a finite resource. We keep losing it. So each single one will be worth more in the future. Again, this is not in my lifetime, okay? I'm not saying that, in 10 years Bitcoin will be a million. Not at all. Even though some banks are claiming ridiculous numbers, I don't really trust those numbers. If Bitcoin doubles in price in the next 10 years, I'm completely okay with that. However, I do feel that it's going to be worth $1 million. Way in the future, okay? Probably like in my grandkids' age, it will be worth a lot more than what it is today. That's my opinion, and that's also one of the reasons why I'm buying. So not as an investment, but as something to hold value that can actually beat inflation. That's one of the biggest reasons why I'm allocating some money into this. Now, if you enjoyed this video, guys, make sure you drop that thumbs up to help the YouTube algorithm. Let me know if you end up buying some Bitcoin or some other altcoin. Do say in the description, are you invested into Dogecoin, Litecoin, whatever it is, not description, comment section, sorry. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. Peace.